Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we're diving deep into the latest explosive episode of Beyond the Gates. This week, Hayley makes a bold decision that shakes the very foundation of the Dupree family. She brings her son, Luca, to Fairmont Crest, a move that sets off a chain reaction of drama, secrets, and tension. Randy is left reeling with shock and anger, and the confrontation between him and Hayley could change everything. Meanwhile, Naomi and Carlton are watching closely, knowing that this unexpected visit could spell disaster for their family's fragile peace. Stick around as we break down every intense moment and predict what comes next for this complicated family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode breakdown. Let's get into it. In the latest episode of Beyond the Gates, a decision made by Hayley sends shockwaves through the Dupree family, shattering the fragile peace they've maintained. Hayley, driven by the need to introduce her son Luca to his heritage and the complex world of his family, decides to bring him to Fairmont Crest, the ancestral home of the Duprees. What seemed like a simple visit quickly escalates into a moment of intense confrontation, forcing not only Hayley and her estranged partner Randy to confront their painful past but also thrusting the entire Dupree family into turmoil. Randy, who had hoped for peace and distance from the family's complicated history, is stunned by Hayley's bold move, triggering an emotional and tense conflict. As Randy's shock turns into anger, he faces not only the reality of Hayley's decision but also the fear of what this could mean for their son, Luca, and their fractured relationship. Meanwhile, within the confines of Fairmont Crest, Naomi and Carlton watch with increasing anxiety, realizing that this unexpected visit could unravel the already delicate balance of power and secrecy within the Dupree family. The episode marks a turning point, where past secrets, current emotions, and the uncertain future of Luca's place in this family collide. The clash between Hayley and Randy becomes a battle not only for control but for the survival of what little is left of their relationship. Hayley's decision is not one made lightly. For years, she kept Luca away from the Duprees, shielding him from the complexities of their family history. But recently, Hayley's thoughts have been consumed with the idea that Luca deserves to know his family, to understand the deep roots of where he comes from. The journey to Fairmont Crest isn't just a physical one, it represents Hayley's attempt to reconcile with her past, to face the truths she's tried to bury for so long. She knows it won't be easy, especially given her tumultuous relationship with Randy and the deep scars left by their failed marriage. But Hayley also knows that hiding the truth from Luca, shielding him from the complexities of his heritage, would be a disservice to him. When Hayley arrives at Fairmont Crest with Luca, the atmosphere is thick with tension. Randy, who had been living his life under the assumption that the past could be left behind, is blindsided by the unexpected appearance of his son at a place that holds so many painful memories. His anger is immediate and visceral, a reaction not just to Hayley's defiance but to the deep-seated fears that bubble to the surface. Randy's protective instincts as a father kick in, but they are clouded by his growing resentment toward the Dupree family and the secrets that have torn apart his life. His reaction is sharp and cutting, full of frustration at the situation Hayley has put him in. He feels betrayed by her, not just for bringing Luca to Fairmont Crest, but for forcing him to confront a past he's tried so hard to forget. As Randy's emotions explode, he confronts Hayley in the grand entrance of the Dupree mansion. "You don't get to make decisions like this without consulting me," he snaps, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and fear. "You don't understand what you've just done. You've brought our son into the middle of all this mess." Hayley, though visibly shaken by his outburst, stands her ground. "He's our son, Randy. He deserves to know the truth," she responds, her voice steady, but beneath it, a quiet desperation simmers. "You've spent years hiding from this family, from what they represent, but I can't keep him in the dark forever. He's part of this legacy, and he needs to understand it, no matter how messy it is." Randy's eyes narrow, and for a moment, the weight of his fear and guilt hang in the air between them. "You think I haven't tried? I've done everything I could to protect him from this," he spits, his voice bitter with regret. "And now you're throwing him into the lion's den? Do you even know what you're doing, Hayley?" But Hayley's resolve is firm. She knows the damage has already been done, that there's no turning back now. "I didn't bring him here to make things worse," she says, her tone softer but no less determined. "I brought him here because he deserves to know who he is, even if it means facing the ugliness of our past." The tension between them is palpable, and the conversation escalates as old wounds are reopened. Randy's anger morphs into a deep sorrow, and for a moment, he looks at Luca, standing quietly behind Hayley, his innocent eyes full of confusion. Randy's heart aches as he sees the pain and uncertainty in his son's gaze, the realization dawning on him that this family, once filled with love and promise, is now divided by secrets, lies, and the weight of the past. Meanwhile, within the walls of Fairmont Crest, Naomi and Carlton, ever the watchful figures, observe the growing drama from a distance. Naomi, who has always prided herself on maintaining control, is unnerved by the chaos unfolding before her. She knows that the arrival of Luca, Hayley's son, could have far-reaching consequences for the Dupree family. Naomi is no stranger to conflict, but she also understands the delicate balance that holds the family together. If Hayley and Randy's confrontation isn't resolved quickly, the rift between them could spill over into the rest of the family, jeopardizing everything they've worked for. Carlton, ever the pragmatist, shares Naomi's concerns but offers a different perspective. "We can't let this ruin everything," he mutters, his voice low and filled with a sense of urgency. "Hayley's made her move, and now we need to make sure it doesn't cause a full-blown civil war. We can't afford to have our family torn apart by these personal conflicts." Naomi, though hesitant, agrees. "We need to step in before things get out of hand," she says, her voice tight with concern. "But we need to be careful. The last thing we want is for Randy and Hayley to drag Luca into their drama. He's a child. He shouldn't have to bear the burden of our mistakes." As the episode unfolds, the tension between Hayley and Randy intensifies, reaching a boiling point when Randy demands that Luca leave Fairmont Crest immediately. But Hayley stands firm, refusing to back down. She knows that this moment will define the future of their relationship and Luca's place within the Dupree family. The confrontation reaches its peak when Randy, unable to control his emotions any longer, storms out of the mansion, leaving Hayley standing in the grand foyer, her resolve unshaken but her heart heavy with the knowledge that the consequences of this visit will be far-reaching. Luca, sensing the tension, clutches his mother's hand, unsure of what the future holds. In the closing moments of the episode, Naomi and Carlton make their way toward Hayley, offering her a mix of support and caution. "This isn't over," Naomi says softly. "But we need to be careful about the choices we make next. We don't want to lose everything we've built." The episode ends on a note of uncertainty, leaving viewers to wonder what the future holds for Hayley, Randy, Luca, and the Dupree family. Will Hayley and Randy's relationship survive this explosive confrontation? Can Luca find his place in a family divided by secrets and power struggles? And most importantly, what does the future hold for the Dupree family as they face the consequences of their past actions? Beyond the Gates continues to captivate viewers with its high-stakes drama, emotional intensity, and complex characters, making it clear that the journey ahead will be filled with even more twists and turns. As the episode of Beyond the Gates unfolds, the tension continues to build, and the true weight of Hayley's decision to bring Luca to Fairmont Crest becomes apparent. While Randy's anger is understandable, his reaction has only deepened the divide between him and Hayley, and it's clear that their fractured relationship might not survive this confrontation. The heart-wrenching reality of the situation is that Luca, caught in the middle of his parents' bitterness, is the one most affected by the fallout. As the emotional confrontation reaches its peak, Randy storms off, unable to control his frustration any longer. His departure leaves Hayley standing alone in the grand entrance of Fairmont Crest, her emotions running high. She's made her decision, and while it was a courageous act for the sake of her son, the cost is more than she could have anticipated. Luca, still young and innocent, clings to her side, uncertain about the shifting dynamics between his parents. The weight of the moment is palpable, and for a fleeting second, Hayley questions whether she made the right call. But she quickly shakes the doubt off. Her decision wasn't just about reconnecting with her past, it was about ensuring that Luca knew the truth. He deserved to know who he was, where he came from, and what kind of family he was a part of. Despite the difficulty of the situation, Hayley knows deep down that she was doing what was best for him. Meanwhile, Naomi and Carlton continue to watch from the sidelines, quietly processing the events unfolding before them. Naomi, ever the stoic and calculating member of the Dupree family, understands the gravity of what's happening. While she may not agree with Hayley's decision, she recognizes that it's a pivotal moment that will shape the future of the family. For Naomi, maintaining control over the family dynamic is essential, and she knows that any misstep now could send everything into chaos. Carlton, who has always been more pragmatic and open to change, is more concerned with the long-term consequences. He's seen how much the Dupree family has been torn apart by secrets and betrayal, and he fears that this latest conflict could further divide them. He wants to protect what they've built, but he knows that it may require hard decisions and difficult conversations to keep the peace. Still, he finds himself conflicted, especially as he watches the emotional toll it's taking on Hayley. The episode leaves viewers hanging in suspense as Hayley and Randy's clash opens up a whole new set of problems for the Dupree family. Will Hayley and Randy be able to reconcile, or has this final confrontation irreparably broken their bond? What will Luca's future look like in this tumultuous environment, where the truth is a weapon and every decision carries heavy consequences? As Naomi and Carlton exchange glances, it's clear that they will have to take action soon, either to mediate the situation or to make difficult choices to protect the family's legacy. The delicate balance they've maintained is teetering on the edge, and they're left wondering just how far they can push things before everything comes crashing down. The dramatic conclusion of this episode only raises more questions about the future of the Dupree family. Will they find a way to move forward, or is this the beginning of the end for everything they've worked to protect? In the coming weeks, the tension is set to escalate. With the arrival of Luca at Fairmont Crest, the secrets of the past are being dragged into the light. How will each character deal with the fallout of Hayley's actions? What price will they pay for the family's fractured history, and who will come out on top in the battle for control of the Dupree legacy? The stakes have never been higher, and as the episode closes, viewers are left eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this complicated, high-stakes drama. Beyond the Gates has proven once again that its twists, turns, and emotional depth will keep audiences on the edge of their seats. There's no turning back now. Everyone in Fairmont Crest is about to face the consequences of their choices, and nothing will ever be the same again. So, what do you think? Will Hayley's decision lead to healing, or will it be the final nail in the coffin for her relationship with Randy? Can the Dupree family survive the storm that's brewing, or is it doomed to implode under the weight of its own secrets? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to stay tuned for the next video, where we'll dive deeper into the fallout and predictions for what's to come. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for watching.